During the 2020 edition of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, this team took the fight to Toyota Gazoo Racing, and were the only team to do so during this race. They did exactly as their name implied, rebelled against the all-conquering Japanese manufacturer. It's time to take a more in-depth look at this small Swiss team that almost immediately became a fan favorite. This is the full history of Rebellion Racing. After Audi and Porsche left the LMP1 class, this left Toyota as the dominant force. From 2018 onward, Toyota Gazoo Racing started to dominate the World Endurance Championship. But from this time till the hypercar regulations came about in 2021, a singular team in the form of Rebellion Racing became what I call the rebels of racing, as they rebelled against the all-conquering Toyota Gazoo Racing. The Rebellion branding was first seen on the Speedy Sabah team in 2008. Speedy Sabah competed in the Le Mans series and the famous 24 Hours of Le Mans. During the time this team was under this name, their best result at the 24 Hours of Le Mans came with the LMP2 entry, finishing 12th overall and 2nd in its class. Their best result in the Le Mans series came in 2009 when the number 33 LOLA B08-80 took the LMP2 class victory at Silverstone. In 2010, the team name would change. The Swiss outfit would be called Rebellion Racing. For 2010, Rebellion would enter the LMP1 class with 2 LOLA B10-60s. Though 2010 was not really a great year for the team, at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, both cars had to retire from the event. But for 2011, changes were made, and a new partnership was also formed between Rebellion Racing and Toyota. Kind of funny since Toyota and Rebellion ended up being rivals later on. For 2011, both of the LMP1 entries from Rebellion would use a 3.4-liter V8 engine from Toyota. This was technically the start for Toyota's hybrid LMP1 engine that would later be used in the Toyota factory cars in 2012. The partnership between Toyota and Rebellion seemed to work, and Rebellion Racing took the overall championship in the 2011 Le Mans series. And at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, they achieved their best ever result at the event, finishing 6th overall. So 2011 was a really good year for Rebellion Racing, but for 2012, 2 changes were made that adjusted the competition. One was the factor of Toyota returning to top-level endurance racing. Rebellion was still using Toyota engines, but Toyota themselves became a rival to the Swiss team. The other factor was the introduction of the World Endurance Championship, which Rebellion joined along with Toyota and Audi in the LMP1 class. But even though there was more competition in the form of Toyota, Rebellion still got a good result at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, actually finishing ahead of one of the factory Audis and ahead of both Toyotas who retired in the race. The number 12 car, driven by Nico Prost, Neil Yanni, and Nick Heinfeld, achieved 4th overall, getting Rebellion's best ever result at the 24-hour event. In 2014, there were changes once again. A new manufacturer arrived in the form of Porsche, so Rebellion Racing had another manufacturer to contend with. The Swiss company also had a new car, the Rebellion R1, which was based upon the Oreca 05 chassis. For 2014 exclusively, the LMP1 class would be divided into 2 sections. The LMP1H class, which was for manufacturers with hybrids, and the LMP1L class, which was directly for privateers only. Both of the Rebellion R1s would be competing in this LMP1L class. The only other car competing in this class was the number 9 Kodawa Lotus. They joined at the 4th round of the season though, so Rebellion Racing had quite the advantage over them. And besides, as you can tell from this picture, their season did not go so well. The number 12 Rebellion finished 4th overall at the 24 Hours of Le Mans once again, matching their best result at the 24-hour endurance race. A switch to AER V6 engines in 2015 proved to be ineffective for the Rebellion Racing team. Results plummeted for the next 2 years. Rebellion Racing encountered mechanical issues, and the WEC decided to combine the two LMP1 classes into one once again after the failed attempt in 2014. This move meant Rebellion was in the same class as the big manufacturers of Audi, Toyota, and Porsche, and could not compete against them in 2015 nor 2016. In 2017, Rebellion made a one-off decision to return to LMP2, racing an Oreca 07 Gibson chassis. They didn't get the best result at Le Mans, but during the 2017 World Endurance Championship, the Vaillant Rebellion team achieved 3 class victories throughout the season, courtesy of the number 31 car. So while Le Mans was not a great race for them, during the season of the WEC, the number 31 car succeeded at taking the LMP2 title. So overall, it was a good season for Rebellion. Now, for 2018 and beyond, I believe the tide shifted in this team's favor going forward. The way this started was some competition changes in 2018. This started off with Audi leaving the sport at the end of 2016. And in 2017, having won the 2017 24 Hours of Le Mans, Porsche announced that they would also pull out of LMP1. This left Toyota as the sole manufacturer in LMP1. So after returning to LMP1 in 2018, Rebellion Racing subsequently became the second best team on the grid in LMP1. The team also had a new car that would instantly become a fan favorite. Called the Rebellion R13, it would be powered with a 4.5-liter Gibson V8. In fact, it's actually the same exact engine size and engine supplier as Van Wall's Le Mans hypercar engine. Rebellion Racing had an incredible opportunity to not just take the fight to Toyota, but also beat them. Because here's the thing, if Toyota messed up in some way, Rebellion Racing would be the one to take victory. Rebellion Racing also signed high-class racing drivers, one of whom was 4-time Le Mans winner Andre Lotterer, who had raced for Audi and Porsche in the past. He would drive the number 1 car, alongside Bruno Senna and Neil Yanni, to conclude a fantastic lineup for that car. While the Rebellions were not as quick as the hybrid-powered Toyotas, they were still able to grab some incredible results during the 2018/19 World Endurance Championship. Rebellion Racing took 5 overall podiums, including a 1-2 result at the 6 Hours of Silverstone after inheriting the lead from the disqualified Toyotas. At Le Mans that year, the TS050 Toyota did take 1st and 2nd, but of course that's because they had a faster car. But the Rebellions finished 3rd and 4th, the number 3 car coming home with a podium position, Rebellion's first ever overall podium at the classic 24 Hours of Le Mans. Quite an achievement. In 2019, good results continued for the Rebellion Racing R13s. Their first on-track victory came at the 4 Hours of Shanghai, but as we know, it wasn't their first official victory as the number 3 car took the win at Silverstone in 2018. But this was their first victory where they won on overall pace and beat their rivals. During 2019, the competition grew in LMP1 with the arrival of the BR Engineering LMP1 entries from SMP Racing. At the 24 Hours of Le Mans that year, both Toyotas took 1st and 2nd, but 3rd was the SMP Racing. I think it was possible for Rebellion to have taken 3rd position in that race. There was no way they could catch Toyota as the Japanese manufacturer was dominating with the TS050. But they were in a tight battle with the SMP Racing cars for 3rd position, especially the number 3 Rebellion versus the number 11 SMP. Unfortunately, the number 3 car spun off into the wall under braking at the 2nd Mulsanne chicane. It had to come into the pit lane for repairs and came out in 5th position, ruining their chances at a potential podium. They did finish 4th and 5th overall though, with the number 1 finishing ahead of the number 3. But besides the on-track action, Rebellion's R13s showed up at Le Mans with a very different livery on both cars. The splatter paint livery included many different colors and an incredibly unique design. In my opinion, this is one of the best liveries that's ever appeared in the top class at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. At the end of 2019, Peugeot and Rebellion announced a massive partnership that would see Rebellion and Peugeot collaborate for the 2022 hypercar class season and beyond. And with the hypercar regulations replacing the LMP1 regulations in 2021, this would be the perfect solution if Rebellion was going to continue in the WEC. Rebellion's LMP1 operations would be merged with the Peugeot Le Mans hypercar project that would start in 2022, as Peugeot was setting up their return to endurance racing with the 9X8 hypercar. In 2020, still running the LMP1 R13 entry, Rebellion Racing was still looking to race against Toyota in the LMP1 class, at least for one final year in LMP1. Rebellion would continue to take overall podiums throughout the season, also grabbing their final race victory at the 6 Hours of Coda, also taking pole position in that race. 2020 was arguably Rebellion Racing's most competitive season in the World Endurance Championship and later at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. So while things were looking good in terms of the on-track racing, some bad news came in the form of a devastating announcement. A decision was made from Rebellion Corporation that Rebellion would not continue for another season in the WEC, pulling out of all motorsport after the 2020 edition of the Le Mans 24 Hour. This also came with the announcement that the partnership between Peugeot and Rebellion would not be happening. Rebellion Racing knew as they headed into their 10th event at the 24 Hours of Le Mans that it would likely be their last adventure at this race and the World Endurance Championship as a whole. They finished on a high though. Mentioned as their best result in motor racing, Rebellion achieved 2nd overall, their best result at the Le Mans 24 Hour. They beat one of the Toyotas in the process, with the 2nd Rebellion taking 4th. So that was the end of Rebellion in the World Endurance Championship. Or was it? You see, the Rebellion R13 chassis lived on when Alpine announced that they would be entering the hypercar class with a rebadged R13 chassis called the A480 Alpine. This car, which was basically an Oreca R13 Rebellion, achieved 2 victories in hypercar coming through the Alpine team, and they had a pretty good shot at fighting for the championship with Toyota's GR010 Le Mans hypercar. So while Rebellion ceased their WEC operations in 2020, their car, the R13, lived on for 2 more seasons in the form of the Alpine A480. Besides a Rebellion badged Dakar buggy competing at the 43rd edition of the Dakar Rally, Rebellion's motorsport adventures would officially end after that. So that is the complete history of Rebellion Racing. From a team that was first featured on the 2008 LMP2 entry from Speedy Sabah, competing as a small team in the LMP1 class, and even racing against Toyota in 2018 till 2020, even beating them at times by taking overall victory at Shanghai, Silverstone, and Coda. What was your favorite memory of Rebellion Racing? Of course, let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section. If you are interested in endurance racing, this is the channel to subscribe to. Do so to the left as I make content weekly on the WEC and IMSA. If you want to see another video right now, I suggest clicking one of the options to the right of your screen. So that's it for me. I'll see you in the next video.